I'm Leo Walder for Kit Guru, and today I'm taking a look at this GeIL Evo X DDR4 memory. And I've never knowingly said the name GeIL out loud before. It's GeIL, stands for Golden Emperor International Limited. I had to actually check the pronunciation. They said GeIL, so there we go. Evo X is DDR4 with RGB illumination. On this motherboard here, the motherboard is an Asus Strix Z270F gaming motherboard. It's got a Skylake processor and a GTX 980 graphics card, Seasonic power supply underneath prime titanium. So we've got three lots of illumination going on. On the board here, I've got the Aura lighting, which is built into the Asus. Here I've got an NZXT Kraken liquid cooler, which has illumination in the latest revision, which is controlled by their CAM software, and the blue LEDs over here are built in to the GeIL memory. It's tall memory, it measures 63 millimeters. Now, much lower profile memory such as Corsair Vengeance LPX is 37. So this is significantly taller. What they've essentially done is they've taken regular DDR4 and they've put a lighting module along the length of it. The lights and such like the control stuff is all entirely separate to the DDR4. It's added to the top. As a result, it is tall. This cable here goes to the Kraken. This cable here on this end goes to the two memory modules. However, it has two distinct modes of operation. This is the dumb mode. So that cable simply goes to a fan header to power it, can either be 9 volt or 12 volt. And these flick switches on the top have 4 positions, they're meant to have 4 positions, red, green, blue and RGB. In actual fact, they seem to have mid positions between each of those colours, and if you get a mid position it goes off. Anyway, so here we are at the moment in sort of blue breathing, and if I flick it along we have red breathing. Dead straightforward to understand. That is the dumb mode, and it would be crazy to use that on an Aura board, because actually the clever bit is what happens at the other end of the memory module when you use this cable here. And with the clever intelligent cable plugged in the other end of the memory, and GeIL makes the point that you do not connect both ends simultaneously because you would do terrible damage to it. So switching over, I'm now running on the Aura connection. So this is Asus Aura. You can instead use ASRock Aura, Gigabyte RGB Fusion or MSI Mystic Light. However, I have so far only tried it with Asus Aura and it works absolutely fine. That pink colour, pinkish purple you've got going on there, those memory modules, as you saw before, cannot do that using the manual control. There are all the other various marquees and such like, different lighting patterns you can do. So the memory is now integrated in with the motherboard, and if you have case lights that are hooked to the Aura system, they are also part and parcel of the same system, and in that respect it's a great success. It works very well. It is not, however, a complete easy installation. For one thing, you've got cables. Whichever way you power the thing, you've got cables. For another thing, the RGB cable is triple-headed. So my guess is that they've included a spare plug because those pins are terribly easy to break. I can't remember the last time I used triple channel memory. It was Core i7 920, that's it. That way, all that time back, X58 chipset. So it's not for that. That cable does 2 modules and no more. Therefore, if you want to do a quad channel, you're going to have a second cable connected to a second header. Now the thing is, you have to use, in this instance, the Aura extension cable, because the cable supplied with the memory is 10 centimeters long, and it's at this end and it doesn't reach the header, which is only here. So you are going to have to use the cable that comes with your motherboard. If you want to go quad channel, you're going to need 2 of them and 2 RGB headers. Basically, you've got a problem on your hands if you want to go quad channel, in my opinion. But maybe some bright spark's got a solution to that. This motherboard happens to have 2 RGB headers. They are really rare. That's why I chose this particular one. But you'd need a second RGB cable. Problem. As mentioned before, the memory is very tall, so depending on what you've got going on above the motherboard, that may or may not be an issue. Pricing is actually perfectly reasonable. You can get an Evo X kit, starts at 2133 megahertz, goes all the way to 4133. So the speed range is colossal. You can get 8, 16, 32 gigabyte kits. That's absolutely fine. And basically you're paying about a £10 premium over GeIL's regular White Dragon DDR4. So actually the RGB connection, the RGB, it's almost free of charge. That is not a concern. I like what they've done. I love the way they've integrated it into the Aura lighting system on this Asus motherboard, but the cable, I mean the visual result I like, but the hardware they've had to add on to make it work correctly, you can see the limitations. So it's a question of how mad keen you are for RGB lighting on your memory. If it's what you really want, great. We have recently seen a GeIL kit which doesn't use any cables whatsoever, but the control wasn't as good as this. This just works. This is Aura memory. In that respect, spot on. In terms of the physical installation, the pricing on the other hand, can't complain about that. So it depends. If you really want RGB memory with total control, this is absolutely superb. If you want a nice tidy installation and no hassle, maybe not. Very much a matter of personal choice. If you like this video, thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs down. If you want more from Kit Guru, please do click to subscribe. This is GeIL Evo X memory. I'm Leo Woodard for Kit Guru.